Hey, it's Ed with Slow Car Fix, and today I'm going to be doing some work on my 1966 Volkswagen Beetle to correct the clear coat. Alright, if you haven't seen my last video, I did a wipe-on clear coat on my 1966 Volkswagen Beetle, and it was crap, absolute garbage. And then I followed it up by wet sanding it and trying to fix it and using aerosol clear coat, which made it, well, worse. So I've been doing some work on the other side to try and fix some of the problems. And I'm having some good results, so I'm going to do the whole car. So the problem I have is that it's hazy. Now there's some things that I'm not going to be able to fix, but it's hazy, it's zebra striped, it's got brush strokes in it from the wipe-on clear coat, which is terrible. Obviously it's different colors, but that's a different problem. I'm not really worried about that. It kind of has dry spots, but that's not from the aerosol clear, that's from the wipe-on clear, because it goes on and then it dries in like 2 seconds. So you do a straight, and if you have a run or something like that, you can't touch it. You can't touch it for 48 hours. It sucks. So what I'm going to do is my original intention was to try and have, yes, I know it's all different colors and it has some marks and whatever else. The original intention was to get it all at least the same level of gloss, and that's what I'm working on now. So there's some things where the wipe-on clear coat reacted with the aerosol clear coat and it checked. That's okay. That's just going to stay that way. That's no problem. But what I've been doing is wet sanding and polishing. You can see up here, it's kind of got like a hazy look to that on the bare metal. So what I've been doing is wet sanding and polishing, and I've actually been getting decent results. And I have a reflection. Look at that. Hello there. So you can still see the runs from the wipe-on clear coat, because that stuff, it's very thin and dries very quick. It's a bad combination. So it runs really quick and then it dries. So and you can't, it runs really quick, it dries, and then you try and like go back and you can't, because it's just dry in 30 seconds. And it says that on the instructions in the code. But anyway, so what I'm doing is making a mess with polish. And I've wet sanded it with 1500 grit. I am fairly handy with a wet sand and polish. I've done lots of nice cars, not like this. But what I'm doing on this is kind of a quick and dirty job to make it presentable and get rid of actually get a reflection and get rid of all the haze and maybe a little bit of the zebra from the aerosol clear. And what I'm talking about zebra is you could see when I sprayed, you could see like a path, and then I would try and do a 50% overlap, but because it was just cheap aerosol, it's still very focused, and I've tried to pull back. I tried different techniques, but you could still see where the bulk of the material was going, and I think that's just because it was just cheap. Some of the stuff sprays better than others, and I think it was cheap, crappy stuff that I used. But that's okay, because with a wet sand and a polish, it brings it back to okay. So I've done a little bit on the front just to experiment. The difference from, now this is all bare metal. The difference from here to here is, see if you can hear this. So that's almost squeaky, and this is like sandpaper. And I went over this with my orbital polisher and my orbital sander and an interface pad and some 3M Trizac 1500, and then just hit it with my the second step of my Presta compound. And so that's a big difference. I need to do the rest of the car. So it's a lot of work. Okay, I'm a fan of Milwaukee battery tools. This is my Milwaukee sander. It's my best friend. I use it all the time. This is this is a foam interface pad, like a 1/2-inch foam interface pad, and 3M Trizac. I believe it's 1500. That with water, and actually, what really works well is if you use a spray and shine, like this. I use the Presta stuff because I don't know, because I do. I like it. And don't mind the mess. But I've got all Presta pads and stuff like that, and this is just leftover stuff from doing other cars. And this is I'm using a 2-step kit. Step 1 with a compound. Step 2 with a finishing polish. This up here is actually just finishing polish. It's not even the compound. So that's interesting. So I'm not sure how far I'll have to go with it. I did this door with the compound and with the finishing polish, and that piece back there, just the finishing polish. So if I can get away with just the finishing polish, that's fantastic, because this is a car that I drive in the rain and I drive wherever, and like it gets washed twice a year. Not really worried about that kind of thing. But I got to pull the roof rack back off. Gonna have to wet sand the whole thing. And the one thing about this polish, about any polish, when you get it on a 7-inch orbital, or sorry, a 7-inch rotary polisher, like this guy, like this big Milwaukee, it gets everywhere. You can put the 4 dots on the polishing pad, put it on here, wipe it around, it still gets places. Some are better than others. I know 3M, I think, gets everywhere as well. But there's some that are better than others for spread. But I like this Presta stuff. I've had good results with it. So that's the stuff I'll be using. And I already have it. So that's good. All right, I'm going to get to work. Feeling okay about this. It's coming along. It's coming together. It's going to come together. It is still absolutely 100% not a great car. But define great car. Does a great car have to be shiny? Does a great car have to be perfect? Does it have to drive good? I think a great car, a great old car, has to meet your intended purpose. Puts a smile on your face and you're enjoying it, whether it's sitting in a lawn chair at a car show or putting hundreds of miles on and passing people on the highway with doing 60 miles an hour, and they're wondering, what the heck is that thing? Whatever floats your boat. Personally, I like to drive them. I carry more tools than I do lawn furniture, and this car is good for that. So let me show you. I've polished some areas. I think I've come to a conclusion on what level of commitment I'm going to put into this polish job and what I'm okay with leaving. Let's have a look. All right. Roof rack is on the 55. A friend of mine asked me just yesterday or today, what's happening with the 55? And I said, well, it's pretty much a parts shelf right now. It's summer. I'm working on my other stuff. I will be working on that. I got to get it in primer. It's coming. So what I've done here, this hazy spot is wet sanded. It's not perfectly wet sanded because if I wanted to do it well, you'd have a uniform, well, I do want to do it well, but if I had more time to spend on it, which is always a problem, you'd want this a uniform flatness. And what I've got is, you can see it's kind of zebraed, but I'm just trying to take the bulk of the texture off. The roof rack goes back on this, that's okay. So I just sanded it this way. Ideally, you would sand it the other way and then block sand it by hand to get rid of the rest. But I'm not after show quality results. And to be honest, sometimes the more shine and reflection you put on it, the more stuff you see. I wet sanded and polished my 81 Malibu and made it look real super smooth, got rid of all the orange peel, and well, then it showed every little imperfection. So so this is where I'm at. So this here is not polished in any way, it's just wet sanded. This here is polished with the step 2, which is a polish and wax. And this here is a 3-step where it's a compound, then a polish and a wax. On this car, I'm not really noticing a huge difference between the 2-step and the one just doing the final step, because I'm not getting too crazy. This here, this side that you can see is kind of nice and shiny. That is, the door is 2-step. This is 1-step. The fender is just 1-step. So what I did was, because I was still okay with the finish back here, I wet sanded the front part of this fender and just polished it back and kind of blended it in. And I think it looks okay. These front fenders are flat black, barbecue paint, whatever. I can still see that they're a bit hazy, and you can still see a bit of the sanding. So I'm not sure if maybe the squeak squeak. I'm not sure if maybe they could use a compound, but overall, I don't think I'm gonna do a compound on the whole car. I'm on the fence. This here, I wet sanded and did all that again. The whole car's been now wet sanded and is ready to be polished. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because this is kind of like the worn through thing, and I explained how this car came to look like this in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's a long video, but it goes through an evolution of mess. All right, so I'm gonna carry on polishing. It's not too bad. Get your earbuds in, get some tunes going, get some good lights. And this side, the way this side's turned out, that's pretty damn good. I'm good with that. 7-inch polisher, Presta products, as I mentioned. No, I'm not cool enough to have sponsors or anything. I just like this stuff. I've been using it for years. So this is the step 1. It's the cutting compound. No waxes, fillers, or silicones. Water-based for quick cleanup. It does clean up pretty quick. This is the step 2. Time-saving all-in-one polish. Swirl removal, all that crap. I used to use this, and it was like a 3 or 4-step. But they've consolidated it, and I think that for generic stuff, it's pretty good. And then in the end, I'll just do a fast wax. I love this stuff. I use it on everything. You just wipe this on, and you know, like I usually start in one corner, wipe it on, go all the way around the car. By the time you get back to that first corner, you're ready to buff it off again. So he just wipes on with one rag, buffs off with the other. It's perfect. So I'm going to carry on polishing, and you guys can watch on time lapse. But I'm making, in the spirit of this car, I'm making lemonade out of lemons. And I do love this little car. I'm looking forward to being able to drive it again. I really was not thrilled with how it looked. So this is getting better. Also, I need your opinion. I'm thinking about changing the color of the wheels. What do you folks think? I'm not much for black wheels. It always looks like snow tires to me. What do you think if those wheels are done over in a cream color? Like I'll probably sandblast them and powder coat them, but I'm thinking a cream color. You guys think that works with this? Let me know, you folks. If you like that idea, please let me know in the comments, and yeah, may help influence my decision. think it turned out pretty good. It's mostly, I guess I'm done polishing. That spot there that kind of looks cool. Looks a little marbly. The roof turned out better on the driver's side than the passenger side, but that's good because I'm on the driver's side. Overall, the hood's shiny. The front end, that flat black barbecue paint or whatever with the clear coat on it, came up pretty good. All in all, quite happy about it. I just have to do the fast wax, put the roof rack back on, clean up the windows and the running boards and all the things that have extra material on them from the wax, whatever that stuff is, compound. I ended up doing both compound and the two steps, the compound and the polish, because I found in certain spots that it really made a difference. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's going to be good. I'm happy with it. A lot more happy with it than I was when I first put the clear coat on and had all that big giant mess. And took it to the bug show looking like crap. It looked like a 17-year-old kid had done it, and a not very talented one. So I'm gonna wrap up here and wax it, and then I'll show you what's going on, what it looks like after it's fast waxed, and then I'll put the roof rack back on. And yeah, it's getting there. All right, I'm pretty happy with the results. It's a uniformly crappy bug. It's the gloss is the same all the way across the whole car. I think it turned out great. This is the result I was looking for a few weeks ago when I dipped into this crappy clear coat. Yeah, so just for the record, what's shined up now is not the wipe-on clear coat. It is the aerosol clear coat. The wipe-on clear coat, I took most of that off before I sprayed the aerosol clear coat on. As much as I could anyways, and trust me, I can see what's still there because there's still, streaks and runs and drips and stuff in the clear. But ultimately, this was the result I was going for. I'm happy with it. Made the best of a bad situation. I love this little car. I'm looking forward to enjoying it and not worrying about it because it's not nicely painted or anything. I can park it anywhere. I can drive it anywhere. If it's pouring rain, whatever. Who cares? As long as it doesn't hail on it, I'm doing okay. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Let me know what you think about the possible change in the wheels. Keeping the wheels, just changing the color. Yeah, thanks.